Here I am back again as promised to talk about the good things that Obama has done in his first term in office. And why am I doing this? I will restate it again for those who have not seen the other two videos that I've made so far. People have always consistently been asking me, why do you support Obama and what has he actually done? What good things has he done while he has been in office? Right now I'm going to talk about the Student Aid and Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2010, which was attached to Obamacare. And what it did was expanded federal direct loans and Pell Grants funding with an income-based repayment option. As many consumer advocates have been asking for decades now, Obama cut out the middleman and does not pay $60 billion to banks, private banks, to insure student federal loans. They go directly to the government now instead for those loans, which saves us $60 billion in taxpayer money. And people say, oh, well, you know, that's the government controlling everything. But what they don't realize is that the government already guarantees student loans. And what happens there is if people default on their loans, since the loans are guaranteed, the government ends up paying for that anyway. So what is the sense of paying the banks that money instead of giving it directly to the students? And with the savings, $60 billion in savings, $36 billion of the money was redirected to Pell Grants for low-income college students and extended them to an additional 3 million students. And $2 billion was used to boost community college programs, while $20 billion went to deficit reduction. This legislation, I said, was attached to Obamacare, and if Obamacare is repealed, as Romney has promised to do, would mean that the Pell Grant program will lose in the tens of billions of dollars, and banks again will become the middleman for student loans. And the Republican platform calls for totally eliminating federal student loans, which would put students and graduates at the mercy of private banks. Other features of the Obama legislation are the new graduates can consolidate their loans at a lower interest rate, and repayment of the loans will now be capped at 10% of the student's income over a 20-year period. I think there's already a law that was in effect that it would be at 15% over a 25-year period. So that changed, they brought it down. So that now the repayment of the loan is not just at a set price, but it is set at a percentage of what the actual student or graduate is earning. That way, if they decide to take a lower income job, they're not worried about these really high pay, these really high loan rates that they need to pay. They're paying a lower rate that's actually tied to how much they're making. Of course, if they're making more, then the loan rate amount can go up, which is, a good thing, because as you make more, then you can afford to give out more, right? And President Obama also fought to keep federal loan interest rates from doubling, and even started a Twitter campaign asking people to write their congressmen, women, people, just before the student loan rate extension legislation came up for a vote. So I asked my students, do you think that you're better off with Obama or Romney? and he eliminated $60 billion in federal money given to banks to provide loans to students in 2010. $36 billion of the money saved was redirected to Pell Grants for low-income college students and extended, and $2 billion more was used to boost community college programs, while $20 billion went to deficit reduction.